everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia. I post new tutorials every Thursday, primarily on Tumblrs, but I do reviews, and this is one of those review days. So let me pull my chair in a little bit. Koala reached out to me and asked me to try out their no need spray white water slide decal paper, and I was like, yeah, because I hate having to seal my water slide. This is white though, it's not the clear, so I don't know if they have a clear brand. I know they definitely have the white. They did send me their regular clear paper to try out as well. I have tried Koala out before and I do love this brand, but I'm going to show you in this video what I did with this clear water slide along with this no need spray to test out. All right, guys, so if you're interested to see what I came up with and how this worked out, stick around and I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so I just want to show you this just so that you can get a good idea about this paper. So this is the no spray paper. It is just like almost like a cardboard on the one side, and then it's kind of smooth and a brighter white on the other side. So in my printer, I have to put it face down. So just make sure that whatever side you're printing on is what the side that you're printing on, it goes in however your printer prints. I use a Hewlett-Packard printer, so whatever you use, you know how to set your paper in. And then the clear water slide is clear on this side, and then there is this writing on the back side, which I really like because then there's no mistaking on which side you're printing. I don't know about you guys, but I have definitely printed on the wrong side a few times, and so I do like this about the Koala paper. And it comes in this package that, tells you clearly it's inkjet, it's clear, the size of the paper, how many sheets, and then what it's good for. So that's just a little more information about this decal paper, this clear water slide. And then for the no need spray, it's for inkjet and laser, so you can use it for both. And that's what I have is an inkjet printer. And it gives you instructions on the back on how to use this, which I used it like I use any other water slide, but I think there was something in here about if the substrate is high temperature resistant, you need to bake it in the oven for whatever, 10-15 minutes, and it gives you instructions on that. Now, because I coated mine with epoxy, obviously I didn't do this, so this is something that we should probably try on like a ceramic cup. All right, so that's the detailed information on this product. Okay, let's get started with this cup. So I start by sanding and wiping down with 91% alcohol and then spray painting my cup matte black. You could use a black acrylic paint if you wanted. It's completely up to you. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my glitter using the Aleene's Tack-It Over and Over. If you're not familiar with Aleene's Tack-It Over and Over, it is a glue that goes on white and it dries clear, but it is tacky, and that's what we want when we're varnishing down our glitter. And so I'm going to I actually kind of poured a little bit too much on, so I really had a little while to smooth this out. And I didn't do the bottom at first, but then I did do the bottom a little bit later. So I'm just going to put it around the sides. I didn't have a cup chuck on right now, so that's why I kind of did it separately. I was trying to get this done quickly. And so, yeah, make sure you put your cup chuck in. So make sure this Aleene's Tack-It dries for at least a half an hour or so. You want to make sure that there is no white on there, because if there is, your glitter is going to clump, and you do not want that because you're going to be varnishing this down. If you're not familiar with the Tack-It method, I'm about to show you. This is not a holographic glitter. This is a color shift glitter, so it works really well doing it via the Tack-It method. So, and you're going to see in a minute when I start to varnish this down. This glitter, I'm going to post the name above. I've gotten it all on the cup, and now I'm just going to varnish it down. You can reuse this glitter. Some people prefer not to. I have no problem with it once the Tack-It is dry and I'm varnishing it down to put it back in my bottle. I've never had an issue, but again, that's personal choice. You don't have to put it back in. You can, pour it into an oops glitter pile or whatever you want to do, or throw it away. I just don't like to waste glitter if I don't have to, and in this case I'm not going to. So look at that. It is this green to purple color shift. And so now I've printed out this pumpkin on the no spray water slide paper. I printed it on my Hewlett Packard, and I'm trimming it out. And the reason why I'm trimming it out instead of using the print and cut is because the print and cut function doesn't work really well, so I'd rather just trim it out. All right, so I've got the pumpkin is all ready, and I'm gonna put a coat of epoxy on my cup. I'm gonna put on about, it's probably not even 10 mLs because this cup is smaller, it's a 12 ounce. But I'm pretty sure I mixed up 10. No, I mixed up 15. 15, I probably only used about 10. So I did use a quick set epoxy. You can use whatever epoxy that you want. You don't have to use a quick set. It's just a matter of, you know, getting it done quicker with quick set. So I put that on and I make sure that I torch out any bubbles. And then in a couple hours, this cup will be ready for me to apply the pumpkin decal. And so I had already put it in water. It takes just a minute. And once you feel like it's sliding, you are just going to put it on the cup and pull that paper up, release it. Make sure you wet the cup before you put your water slide on, and then just press out any excess water. And you'll be able to move it around to position it in a way that you know, wherever you want it. If you want it up, down, you know, more side to side. So that I'm going to let dry. I'm going to put it off to the side, and I'm going to cut out this Let's Get Lit. And so this is a font where it's not easily cut out onto vinyl. So I printed this up on the clear water slide, the Koala clear water slide, and putting it in the water. I usually like to use lukewarm water. You can use room temperature water. It's up to you. I find it seems to release easier and quicker when I use like a lukewarm. But again, if your water's room temperature, that's fine too. It might just take a little bit longer. So while that was soaking, I cut out the trees, and I'm feeling this, making sure it's all completely ready to come off. You can layer this over top of the other one. You can layer water slides. Now I sealed this with, and I didn't show you this, and I'm sorry guys, I sealed the clear with Rust-Oleum's 2x gloss clear, and I gave it two good solid coats, letting them dry 10 minutes in between the first and second coat, and then for an hour after that. I wanted to make sure it was nice and dry so that I didn't get any of that ink bleeding out when I put it in the paper. Didn't need to do that with the white water slide though. That was really awesome. I just printed, cut, and put in water and ready to go. So that was really nice. I'm anxious to see if they come out with a clear that you don't have to seal. All right, so I've got this big one. It's all one unit of these two trees and some bats, and it is, you know, sliding off the paper really nicely. It released pretty quickly, and it has just the right see-through in the black that you can see the glitter through, and you're probably not going to be able to catch that in camera, but that's why I like clear water slide, because you can see the glitter through it, and it just gives it a really neat effect. And you know, so it saves you from putting glitter in your epoxy to give you sort of that shimmer that's going on. So just make sure that you kind of squeegee out, or I use a paper towel, get all of those bubbles out. If you have a stubborn bubble and you're afraid you're going to rip your water slide, go ahead and take a sharp pokey tool and just poke that air bubble out, and then or the water bubble, and then just get the water bubble out and flatten it out. So that is it. It was like so easy to put these on, and I really like the Koala brand. So once I let this dry I'm going to let this dry for about a half an hour. It dried. I took my black marker. So these spots in between the pumpkin's horns were a little too small for me to cut. So I decided to color them black and just make it kind of look part of the decal. Then once I am done with this, I'm going to let this dry for a few hours. And there goes my dog again. I want to make sure this is nice and dry, the clear and the white, before I go ahead and put a coat of epoxy over it, because if the water mixes with the epoxy, it's going to give you issues. And a little bit of the hat was like, it had like white. I didn't quite get that out, so I just used the black paint marker. And you could use a Sharpie too, whatever you want, black paint pen, acrylic paint pen, or a Sharpie. So now as you're seeing this cup is nice and dry, and I am putting a quick coat on, and then once this quick coat is done curing after 2 hours, I'm going to go ahead and put my final coats on, and this cup is done and ready for my final remarks. I loved how easy this was and how beautiful this glitter looks. This color shift is amazing. You need to pick yourself up some. It's so super gorgeous. And I have the link and the discount code in the description box down below. Oh, and I used 15 mLs of epoxy. That's all I needed for each coat. It went over nice because, again, it was a smaller cup. So just make sure you torch for bubbles. And that is it, guys. We are done, and I'll be back with my final remarks. All right, guys, this cup is done. So I got to tell you that overall, I'm really, really happy with this white waterslide no spray paper. So it's absolutely true. Nothing bled out. And I didn't let it dry very long before I cut it up and put it on this cup. So I'm really super impressed. So if you need to use white waterslide, I highly recommend this. So fast and easy. You just print, cut, and put it on, and you're good to go. So I did let it dry for a little while, of course, like I do with all my water slides, because you want to make sure that your decal is dry before you put your epoxy on. So I went ahead and I used the clear as well, and the color was vibrant, and even though it's just black, but I love clear when you're doing stuff like this because you can see the glitter through the color, which is absolutely the effect that I was looking for. But it was, you know, it's really good when you have something like this font. This font is, you can't cut it. You can't cut it unless it's huge. And so printing it out on a clear water slide works really, really well. So that is it for this review, guys. So I give this paper a big ol' double thumbs up. Highly recommend it. Check it out. Try it for yourself. Now, I do know that it says that you can bake this onto ceramic cups. I have not tried that. I did watch a video on that, and I'm going to see if I can find that and link it down below, of a woman who did bake it on a cup. And I think maybe next go around I will try to bake this and see what happens with it. But that is it for this tutorial, guys. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment. I love to hear your feedback.
You did a video without me?
I'm just doing my final. I'm finished. You were sleeping.
Still,
all right, what you're saying?
make sure to like and subscribe.
All right, thanks, guys. I will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.